This video is sponsored by Squarespace. If you're looking for a website, you're after a domain, or you're ready to build your online store, make your next move with Squarespace and use the discount code Marr. We left Shark Bay and headed south to spend a night at Kalbarri, giving us enough time to check out the new skywalk and nature's window at the national park, and then go in search for some of the spectacular wildflowers that this region is so well known for. We were last in Kalbarri around about a year ago, but unfortunately we missed the best of the wildflower season, so we weren't going to make the same mistake this time. With over 1,100 different species bursting into colour across the Kalbarri region, many unique to Western Australia, this really was a fantastic experience. G'day guys, Kate and I have just arrived in Kalbarri. We arrived about an hour ago and we booked into our campsite, we grabbed some petrol and we made our way then straight down to a little bay that I've wanted to shoot for a while since I was last here, about this time last year. And that is Pot Alley. It's along the coast, the cliffs near Kalbarri. I was here last year and I did do a video. I'll pop that video up here or there so you can check that video out. That was just along a little bit just behind me at a place called Mushroom Rock, and I wanted to come down to Pot Alley, but the conditions were just never right. So I said to myself, next time I'm in Kalbarri, I'm going to definitely shoot in this location. So we've come down here, we've walked down through the gorge, and it really is spectacular. If you have ever been to Kalbarri, you'll know how magnificent this location is. So I've come to the right-hand side of the bay at the bottom of Pot Alley. I think it's the safest, to be honest. But more importantly, it gives me this beautiful vantage point across the bay. I've got some lovely rocks in the foreground, and some of them have got some green moss, which is just hitting or is just being hit by some of the sunlight as it sets. We're probably about, we're less than 10 minutes from the sun actually setting, which is great. The way I've got my composition set up is I've got these rocks or these great big boulders in front of me, and I'm waiting for the right wave as they cycle through, but waiting for the right wave with enough water to kind of push the water over the rocks, and I'm capturing it capturing the shot at around about 1/3 of a second, just to grab the water, the white foam as it pours over the rock, and just get enough detail in there as well. It's a little bit hit and miss because the waves vary so much in intensity and the amount of water that's being pushed through. So I'm just, every now and then I see the right wave, and I'm just timing it, so just as the wave is about to pour over the rock, particularly on the right hand side, but also I've got a couple of rocks on the left, just as it pushes through there, I take the shot. I'm also trying one other thing that I don't usually try, and that is, as the sun is setting through these clouds, I've got that heaven or God light coming through those clouds, so I'm trying to capture that also in the shot. It's being blown out a little bit with the contrast here. I've got a reverse 1.2 reverse grad on the front, as well as a polarizer, just to make sure that I've got taken the glare off the rocks in the foreground, and that seems to be working reasonably well. My aperture is 13, so I've got plenty of depth of field. Oh, that was a nice shot. Yeah, that is beautiful. So yeah, f13, so I've got plenty of depth of field, and of course ISO 64. And there's really not much to it. As I said before, wait for the right wave and then just take a series of shots. Here's the image now. I've said this before, I love the challenge of shooting seascapes at sunset. The scene is constantly changing with the waves and the moving tides, plus I often need to take into account the wind, particularly when filming. And then of course there's the pressure of the countdown to that moment of perfect light. I took a series of shots, probably around about 15 to 20 all up while I was there. Each wave was creating a different effect around the rocks. I ended up editing probably about half a dozen, but these two were my favourites. In this image, I've waited for the water to push through the rocks before taking the shot, capturing the foam moving up the sand on the left, creating this nice leading line in that bottom corner. And on the right, we've got some water running over the rocks, which is another nice effect. In the second image, I released the shutter a fraction earlier, so the water wasn't covering as much of the rocks. This meant that more of the green moss on the rocks was exposed. Each shot shares a different aspect or interaction of the elements in the scene, therefore telling a slightly different story. Which one do you prefer? Let me know in the comments below. Alright, so that's it for this evening. I'm going to have a bit more of an explore around. I might be able to pick up another shot. If I do, I'll show you at the end of this video. If you enjoyed the video or any of the images, please give the video a like. If you enjoy this type of content, then please consider subscribing. And if you do, make sure you hit the notification bell so you're notified when I upload my next video. Until next time, guys, thanks very much for watching. Thanks to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. I've been using Squarespace for years before they started supporting the channel, and that's why I can genuinely recommend them. Building a website through Squarespace was one of the best things I did for my photography, because I've created my own space on the internet where I can display my images as well as share my photography adventures. I decided to use Squarespace because of how quick and easy it was to build a website. They offer a large range of gorgeous templates which are packed full of features. Plus they're responsive, so my site looks great whether you're looking at it on a mobile phone, a tablet or a desktop, which is really important nowadays. The website is also easy to maintain because it doesn't matter whether I'm at home or on the road, I can quickly update it through the browser or the app that you can download. If you're just starting off, you might have a couple of questions, and for that you can turn to their award-winning 24/7 customer service and they'll be happy to help you out. You can start your free trial right now at squarespace.com, where you can begin building your site in a matter of seconds. If you do check them out and you want to go ahead with a website beyond the trial, make sure you go to squarespace.com/Andrew Marr to get 10% off your first purchase.